My apologies. I repeat that we will hear our public comments during the board meeting. We'll move right into the review of the agenda. At this time, we will review agenda items to give board members an opportunity to ask questions and make comments if there are any. I understand that there is the need for an executive session, board members, to inform you to discuss personnel, board self-assessment, and the superintendent evaluation. Board members, do you have questions or comments about the agenda so far? I'm going to pause, give you an opportunity to look again at it, and then I will ask you if there are questions or comments. Please be informed that agenda items 1A, B, minutes of the mid-month board meeting held on June 26, 2025, and special call meeting held on June 26, 2025, and special call meeting held on July 15, 2025. Item 2, item 3, items 4A, B, item 5, items 6A through C, item 7. Take a very close look quickly to review, as you've already had the opportunity to study them. Have any comments or questions come to you since first reading them? Are there committee reports? None. Are there committee reports? Okay. Then we'll go through the items on the agenda further. Approval of minutes, consideration of the approval of the minutes from mid-month board meeting held on June 26, 2025. Special call meeting, board meeting that is, held on July 15, 2025. Approval of items, consideration of recommendation for employment of personnel, consideration of recommendation for release of personnel, consideration of recommendation to approve from the Building and Grounds Committee, asbestos abatement, Westover High School, 3-story tower bid award, Westover High School Phase 2 project bid award. Then consideration of recommendation to approve fundraising request. Consideration of recommendation to approve board operating procedures, board norms and responsibilities, policy BBBA, board code of ethics, code of ethics, policy BH, board member conflict of interest, policy B. Consideration of recommendation to adopt resolution affirming commitment to the Georgia Vision Project. Committee reports, board items, discussion, superintendent's report, executive session, board's self-assessment, superintendent's evaluation, property tax. Next, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Yes. Madam Chairman, I just discussed with, we can't talk about the property. We're not doing that.
We're not going to discuss. All right. There's an error here. We are not, thank you for correcting me. There's not an item on property tax. So you may strike that from your. It's a discussion item, not an item to be decided upon. Am I right? Not an item for executive session. I stand corrected. Thank you very much. Okay.
I know you called, did you call for a motion to go into executive session, or do we want to have, you want to do your report first? Okay.
Okay. We will hear the superintendent's report at this time. Is that correct, Superintendent? Thank you very much. Call your attention to it.
All right. All right, 1 second. All right, I think that's better. All right, Superintendent's report, July 24th, 2025. We'll go our strategic plan update, the strategic planning process and the changes we made to that. Policy revision update, year review, challenges ahead, DCSS driven financial stability, celebrations and announcements.
Mr. Superintendent, there seems to be an echo.
Yeah, it is an echo here. Yeah, is that better? Yes. All right, all right. All right, the vision of the Dougherty County School System is that we're a destination school system that in collaboration with families and community stakeholders provides quality education and social development experiences that empower its graduates to be successful and impactful contributors to society. Our mission is to meet the academic and non-academic needs of our students with rigorous and relevant education experiences that equip them to succeed in life. Our current strategic plan has 5 strategic priorities: early literacy, academic rigor and relevance, social, emotional, and wellness, investment in human capital, and family and community engagement. And we're in the process of updating our strategic plan. We gave an update to the board several meetings ago, and Dr. Michael Finley, Chief of Staff, who's leading that process, has done a great job with our community meetings with focus groups, including parents, students, faculty, staff, and community, other community stakeholders, such as the Chamber of Commerce, Economic Development Commission, Albany Tech, Albany State, and other community organizations that we partner with. Held priority owners meetings for each of those departments that are responsible for those priority areas, have committee meetings and steering committee meetings on those dates listed. And we're in the process, because of the changes that we made in personnel, we wanted to make sure we gave our new leadership an opportunity to give input into the strategic plan. So we anticipate having the new strategic plan to the board for adoption at the August 28th board meeting. The steps that have been completed so far in our policy revision process. As you know, every 5 years or so, we look at our policy manual for revisions and updates. Steps we've completed so far, as you can see, we've formed a committee, created Dr. Finley created a progress tracker and created policy owner meetings, and those meetings are continuing right now. We've developed an AI tool to help address those changes and track those changes. And we've had our initial meeting with the GSBA policy team that's going to assist us in revising those policies. The next steps are development of critical and priority policies, revision of our policies by section. We'll review those policies by our committee, steering committee, and then we'll submit those to our Dougherty County Board of Education for a first reading at one meeting, and then for adoption at the subsequent meeting. Based on our conversation with the GSBA team, they anticipate having at least one section presented per meeting. In those smaller sections, we may have multiple sections presented, but the board will have, you won't be asked to adopt those policies upon first reading. You'll have a couple of weeks to review those and make suggestions before we present them for adoption. We anticipate having the complete, this project complete with the entire policy manual reviewed and revised as needed through a 6-month period. Next, our 2025 school year in review. As you know, we received our Courtney accreditation. Thank you, Mr. Davis, for leading that effort for us. He led the district team for that, and you see our composite score was a 325. I think the average score for the Courtney network is 296. So we exceeded that. So that's tremendous accomplishment, and I want to thank Mr. Davis and the team that he put together to help make that happen. And you know that doesn't just happen in a 5 or 6 month period. They look at you over multiple years, and so that speaks to the work that this school system has been doing, and the work that our schools have been doing for several years. And that 325 is really a point of pride for us. And the pre-K accreditation is separate, and so Dr. Solomon led that pre-K effort in conjunction with Mr. Davis, and they received a 346 composite score, when the average Courtney network score is about a 3, I think it was 3 in the 316, 17. Yeah, so again, we exceeded the Courtney average score, and that speaks to the work of our dedicated pre-K team and the support systems that we have in place to help meet the needs of our students. As you know, pre-K early learning has been a legislative priority of ours for several years, and we've expanded to, from the time I became superintendent to now, 10 additional pre-K classes, regular ed, and 6 additional pre-K special ed classes, and that certainly goes a long way to helping build that foundation of success for our students. Next, beating the odds. This is a statistical analysis conducted by the Georgia Governor's Office of Student Achievement, and it compares schools' actual performance on the College and Career Ready Performance Index with schools of similar characteristics across the states. And schools that perform higher than similar schools are considered beating the odds. And so these are the results as presented by the Governor's Office of Student Achievement. Statewide, 32.2% of the schools beat the odds, 39.10% perform within the expected range, and 28.7% perform below the expected range. In the Dougherty County school system analysis, 47.62% of our schools, 10 out of the 21, beat the odds, which is about 15 percentage points higher than the state average. 9 or 42.86% perform within the expected range, which is about 13.5% percentage points higher than the state average. And only 2 operated below expected range. It's about 9.5%, which is almost 19% less than better than the state average, because it's less. We have fewer schools operating below expected range. Although that's encouraging numbers, we're still not satisfied until all of our schools are beating the odds, and certainly we have none operating below the expected range. But again, we're going to accentuate the positive, and 19 of our 21 schools are operating within expected range or better. And when we compare it to the state averages, we're certainly outperforming those numbers. And another highlight from last year, that the number of schools that were designated as leaders and math leaders across the state by the Georgia Department of Education. Of course, we had 8 schools that were represented in these lists. With Westtown, they started that the year before last, in 2024 school year. And so Westtown Elementary School was on the list both years. And then you get rewarded, you get recognized for growth and for high performance. And the Robert Cross Middle Magnet School was recognized for both growth and high performance, which is certainly a significant accomplishment. Most schools either get the high performance or they get high growth. Robert Cross was able to get both, and so we want to thank them for that outstanding performance. Thank you. And Dr. Chun is present, and she was the leader of Robert Cross for the last several years, and last decade, I think, last 10 years, and now she's serving as associate superintendent. So and we look to bring that same academic success district-wide. Thank you, Dr. Chun, for that. Next thing, we launched our VILA program, which is our Volunteer Instructional Leadership Learning Academy. And what that does, it aims to empower parent volunteers and community leaders with skills for effective school system engagement. and it offers 6 courses, as you see on the screen. We launched our first cohort with about 20 members, and with a graduation ceremony that happened in April of last year, and we look forward to announcing in August the beginning of our second cohort, our fall cohort. We're going to go to 2 cohorts a year since it was so popular. We're going to do this twice a year. We'll announce the applications for our fall cohort in August, with those beginning in September and ending in November. And then Level Up. Level Up is an initiative that we have through our Family Community Engagement Department. 67% of the students in Dougherty County come from families that receive government assistance. That's 2/3. That's significant. Poverty is a significant challenge to our community, and we are looking at ways to address that. One way, we partnered with Georgia Power through a grant that we received to provide job skills training in high demand career fields for the parents and adult family members of our students. And through the spring of the past year, school year, over 250 households have been impacted through this Level Up program. We've had those participants receive either their CNA credential, heavy equipment operation credential, or phlebotomy credential. And you've seen some of the testimonials that were given. I won't play those today because I don't want any watery eyes in the room, but they've made a significant impact on the lives of the families that we serve, and we look forward to expanding that next year to include multiple trades in the construction field through our College and Career Academy. So we're looking forward to expanding that program and impacting many more lives and making a blow to the poverty in our service area. And these are the partners that we work with as our Level Up program. Next, finally, our board, for the 3rd year in a row, this school board received the exemplary designation from the Georgia School Board Association, which is the highest designation that a school board can receive. So this is the 3rd year in a row that they received that exemplary designation from the Georgia School Board Association, and congratulations to you for your work in doing that. Good governance matters when it comes to operating the school system, so thank you very much for that. Now, those are the highlights from last school year, but we're not without our challenges. Number one right now is our federal funding uncertainty. You may have heard about the $6 billion in federal title funds that have been withheld or pending review by the U.S. Department of Education, and that $6 billion nationwide calculates to $1,981,332 for the Dougherty County school system. That's funding that we did not receive, that we did not receive or have not received yet. We were notified on June 30th that the funds would not be forthcoming. Typically, the funds are released on July 1st, so we got less than a day notice. And some school systems are struggling trying to figure out what to do. They have personnel on those, using those funds, and after-school programs using those funds. Thankfully, we were able to tell our principals at our meeting that we had earlier this week that don't worry about your classrooms. It's not going to impact your classrooms. Don't worry about the support services that you provide. We're going to, if the funds come late, great. If they don't come late, if they don't come at all, then we'll absorb these using our reserve, and it won't impact the classroom. And if the funds end up not being cut permanently, then they give us a year to plan for how we make those adjustments versus having to make drastic cuts at the beginning of the school year that were unplanned. That's the immediate challenge. And then there's a change in the U.S. Department of Education funding formula. They're moving from separate pots of money for Title I, Title IIA, Title III for migrants, things, to one simplified K through 12 funding formula that so far, based on estimates, is going to be about $6.5 billion less than the current formula generates in total. And those will be given awarded to the states in the form of a block grant, where there are fewer restrictions associated with that funding. And although we do appreciate the fewer restrictions, we are certainly concerned about the overall reduction in the formula funds of 6.5 billion. Now, I can't say that that's is going to be a direct correlation between the $6.6 billion in funds being withheld now, which is about a $2 million impact, as I say, $1,981,000 impact on the Dougherty County school system. So if the new funding formula is reduced by 6.5, that may be a permanent reduction of about $2 million in federal funding, if that formula holds true. Then finally, the change in TANF and SNAP requirements. There's one piece in particular that I think that raises concern, and people may ask, why is that a school system's issue? 67%, like I said, of our families receive government assistance. And it has this new requirement, if approved, has a semi-annual reporting. You report every 6 months, and you have to go on the computer and make those reports. And some, particularly elderly folks, are not as computer literate. So I'm concerned about them being able to complete those reporting requirements. If they don't, whether they'll fall off those roles, not receive those benefits. And then the students, we have a lot of grandparents who are raising kids, and if they don't get that assistance, it may impact their family negatively, which means we will have an additional responsibility to help fill the gap. So that's why it impacts the school system potentially. And so we're keeping an eye on that, and we're going to try to work, if that does become reality, we're going to try to work with some community service organizations to help those families meet those reporting requirements. Potential economic downturn, of course, the economic cycle is the economic cycle, and the economy has been doing well for quite some time, and we hope that it does well ongoing. But my finance background tells me that the economic cycle is the cycle, and we're going to have times of growth and we're going to have times of retraction. And so we've been riding the wave. I said this for the last 2 or 3 years, and the economic downturn hadn't happened yet, and I'm not hoping it happens. I'm hoping it continues to grow. The economy continues to grow, but if it doesn't, with the tariffs, we're seeing some increases in prices, which is going to impact us because the cost of doing business is going to go up. But we're keeping an eye on that, not a prediction, just as the challenges that we need to look out for moving ahead. And then the state health benefits plan, as you know, we've had this discussion over the last several years, and our state health benefit plan has gone from the employer match has gone from about $10,800 per year per employee to $22,620 per employee over the last 5 years. And that's an increase. You see, in 2018, we were paying $5.25 million out of the general fund for employee health benefits, the employer match part of that. And this year, we're looking at paying about $9.5 million. That's $4.3 million almost increase in just state health benefits that we pay. So those are some challenges that we have, and there are no indications that this is going to stop. In fact, the plan that they released several years ago had this being phased out through 2027, the FY 2027, but they accelerated the increase to 2026 because of the state of the financial condition of the plan, and I haven't heard of any structural changes in the plan that are going to stem the tide of these increases, so we can anticipate continued increases moving forward. We are seeking an audience with folks in the Department of Community Health to provide some feedback on some ideas that we have to impact that. Again, this is no control of this board. This is the state plan that's required be offered to certified employees. There is an opportunity for our classified employees to not be a part of the plan if we create our own plan. And we did that several years ago. We looked at that, did our due diligence, and we realized that we would probably see a decrease in cost over the first 5 years or so. But as our legacy costs increase and we offer, and our employees who are on that plan begin to retire, when you have to offer health benefits in retirement, otherwise you're not going to be able to attract employees. And that demographic of employees are the ones that drive the cost of the plan up. So if we opt out of state health for our classified employees and offer a local plan, probably within the next decade, the cost would be more than they are right now. And so, based on that analysis, we decided to stay in the health benefit plan and work with them to try to reduce some of the costs associated with offering that benefit. And our journey to fiscal stability. When I started working here in finance in 2011, we had a reserve of $7.7 million in 10 furlough days. When I transitioned from CFO to superintendent at the end of the year, by last year's CFO, we had a $14.6 million reserve and 0 furlough days. And then at the end of this fiscal year, we're projected to have a fund balance of $37.3 million. That is, it was in fact a journey. It has been a journey, and it wasn't always easy. But I do appreciate this board and this leadership. We made some tough decisions regarding schools and personnel, and to streamline, to put us in a situation where we could have a reserve that's more in line with what industry standards say we should have. Government Accounting Association says schools should have about 60 days of fund balance in reserve, and that's about 22 to 25%, and we're right at about 20% right now. So we're right there in a good spot. And we haven't always been there. I remember when we first started, we had to pay back the federal government $1.something million in funds, and we were on reimbursement because of the management of our federal funds. And we went from that to Ms. Hatcher giving presentations throughout the state on how to manage federal funds. So we've come full circle. So thank you, Ms. Hatcher, for your leadership in that regard, and to the finance staff for that. And we did all that. That's a small type. But we've done all that. We've been able to provide historic pay raises to teachers, not only the state portion, we also increased the local supplement. We've been able to provide benefits, enhance our benefits plan. We've also been able to provide increases to our classified employees and increase our minimum wage to $15 per hour, because this board told me that no one who worked for the Dougherty County School System full-time should be living in poverty. Amen. And so we increased our minimum wage to $15 per hour for all full-time employee positions, so that they will operate, so they will live above the poverty line. And that's the minimum. We anticipate doing more than that. But we're able to do all of that, make all those enhancements, make all those investments in technology and into our employees, absorb the increased cost of the state health plan, the teacher retirement plan, all while reducing the millage rate. Board hadn't increased the millage rate in over 20 years. In 7 out of the last 8 years, the board has reduced the millage rate. And so we're able to do all the things I just accomplished while still reducing the millage rate. And I think that's to be commended, because not every school system can say that. So thank you for your leadership in that regard. And we can make recommendations, but you have to raise your hand to vote to make them happen. And so it takes courage, and we certainly appreciate that. Next, celebrations and announcements. Back to school convocation is set for tomorrow at Albany State West Campus Arena, starting at 9:30. Open house begins Monday and Tuesday for our families. We welcome them back to our buildings. And the first day of school is set for Friday, August 1st. And we're looking forward to having our students return for another year of excellent teaching and learning. And then our summer graduation is set for that Sunday, following the first day of school, August 3rd, at 3 p.m. at the Albany Municipal Auditorium. Madam Vice Chair, that's all I have in terms of my updates. We do have information for the executive session, discussing personnel. Tom, do we have anything for litigation? For personnel, and we can do that. I do anticipate some action after the executive session. I don't anticipate a lengthy executive session, We can do executive session now, or we can do it toward the end of the meeting, whatever the board chooses.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent, for that report. You always bring thorough reports, and in your reporting, you answer some questions that various members may have before you get started. But thank you very much for your diligence. I'm excited about something I saw. We have digital signs throughout the city. I understand there are more to come, I hope. But we have digital signs at Dawson Road, Slappy Drive, Slappy Boulevard, Westover, and Lido Road. I certainly want to express thanks from this board for highlighting some of the work that our children are doing in the school system. I celebrate that because oftentimes you're working very hard in our school system, and we may know about it in conversation or in reports and what have you, but for our community to have an opportunity to see the digital signs, I think is a very positive gesture. Thank you very much for that, you and your departments, for getting that done for us. Okay? And you say that the executive board session is likely to be,
No, I don't think it'll be a lengthy session.
okay. So board, what is your wish? Would you like to have that executive board session now or at the end of the meeting?
I do anticipate action after this.
Yeah, there will be action, so
Oh,
we can go ahead and do it.
okay. All right, may I have a motion then?
Motion to go into executive session?
Okay, we have a motion and second on the floor that we move into executive session. I would ask you to do it expeditiously. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, but the same sign. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
For personnel,
Personnel, yeah.
okay?
The agenda item, the agenda reflects an error.
Okay,
It says, 10, it says board self-assessment, superintendent's evaluation of property tax. The property tax is supposed to be a discussion item.
a discussion.
But not a executive session item.
Okay, very good.
We had a citizen request to add it to the agenda,
All
and we
right.
did that, but it's not an executive session.
Okay, thank you very much. At this time, we'll move into executive session, please. much. We are happy to have had you remain with us until we finish that bit of business. Welcome to the regular board meeting. We're so happy to have you here. The meeting is called to order. I'd like for everyone to stand for a moment of silence and pledge allegiance. Please be seated. Mr. Superintendent, do we have any public comments or presentations at this time?
Yes, ma'am. We have one
Thank you.
that was brought up before the meeting. That's Ms. Sherry Stith to speak about the senior tax exemption.
Thank you so much. Ms. Stith.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First, I want to thank you for putting this on the agenda and giving me the opportunity to speak to you on this subject. In May of '22, I sent my very first email advocating for all seniors to be exempt from paying school taxes. It wasn't until May of 2023 that I was given the opportunity to speak to you on this subject. At that time, the only information I could gather was from a Google search, which showed that 17.3% of Dougherty County's population consisted of seniors 65 years of age and older. But there were no records of how many of those seniors were property owners. I continued to send emails to Mr. Dyer and each board member on a regular basis regarding wanting a response on the tax exemption. I attended as many school board meetings, finance committee meetings, and budget hearing meetings as possible. I realized without accurate information, you, the board members, were not going to make a decision. 16 months ago, I compromised. I went to the tax department and I spoke with Chris Kearson, and I asked if he would search their database and give me the number of properties with the S4 homestead exemption and the average value of those properties. I have that current information, and with your permission, I'd like for my husband to give you that now.
Sure, yeah. That's what's on the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Go under.
Do we keep the other ones for the board members who are not present?
Certainly.
Okay, all right.
As you can see, the average value for S4 homes came in at $99,134. The assessed value is $39,653.60. With the S4 homestead exemption, you take away $10,000, and that leaves you the net taxable value of $29,653.60. Multiplied by the current school millage rate, that comes out to $531.60 per home. And there are currently 3,760 homes in Dougherty County with the S4 exemption. That brings it to $1,998,816.13. A board member and Mr. Dyer have been quoted in the Albany Herald describing the Dougherty County School System's reserve fund balance as robust, and the school system is leading the district to achieve its largest general reserve fund in history. After you approve the school tax exemption, you will still have over $30 million in your reserve budget. I urge you to show your support for your senior constituents by voting yes for the school tax exemption. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any questions?
Well, we do have a plan. I'll, at our next finance committee meeting, I'll share our plan for, tax relief for seniors. And so I'll make sure you get an invitation to that. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We have one more.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Spence.
Thank you, And Madam Chair, may I address? I want to thank.
Yes, you may.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Smith and her husband, who been very patient, with this process. Sometimes things move at the speed of government, and they, sometimes not very quick. But we want to make sure we exercise our due diligence to make sure we know what the impact is going to be before we make a recommendation to the board, because that's the one we'll deal with. But I do appreciate your passion for this, and I do appreciate the burden that seniors have in terms of property taxes, as we discussed before. I told you that I hear it often from people close to me. And so we're certainly going to take a look at that, and we have a proposal that we're going to present to the finance committee, and we'll certainly invite you to that meeting. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Dyer.
Madam Chair, we have one more speaker request form that was made during the meeting, and that's by Mr. Maskey, who wants to speak about the executive session, item C.
Mr. Maskey?
Mr. Superintendent, I submitted the form before the meeting started, but it's not necessary now because my question is going to be how property tax will be discussed in executive session.
Right. Right, yeah. Well, Ms.
That was an error.
Yes, it was an error.
We
She sent an
corrected
email asking for it to be added to the agenda, and we just added it in the wrong spot. We appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for holding us accountable for that, though.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's all we have,
Anyone
Madam
else?
Chair.
All right, thank you very much. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda?
I make a motion to adopt the agenda with the addition of item 2A.
A. Thank you, Mrs. Strother. Second? Thank you, Dr. Hand. All in favor, by the sign of aye.
Aye.
All opposers by the same sign. The agenda is adopted. May we have approval of minutes? Do we have any changes to the minutes of the board meeting held, first of all, on June 26, 2025, and the special call meeting held on July 15, 2025? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Offer motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Thank you, Dr. Fennessy. Thank you, Ms. Troper. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The motion is passed. The minutes are approved. Consideration of the approval of minutes for a minute. Okay, been approved. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda, items 2 through 6C, including the personnel addendum, item 2A.
I think it should be.
Is that correct?
Through 7, I think, Madam Chair.
2-7?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I have another 2-7.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda items 2 through 7 with the addition of 2A.
Okay, thank you so much. It's been properly moved and second to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Who was the second?
Who's it? You say?
I said,
Okay, second, the motion passes. The consent agenda is approved.
I know we got a motion by Ms. Strother, second
Ms.
by Dean Fennessy.
Dean Fennessy,
And then
Ms. Strother. Okay,
we call for the vote.
okay, all in favor, say aye.
aye.
All opposed, say nay. The motion passes. Okay. Do we have any announcements?
Only announcement, just a reminder of the back-to-school convocation for board members if you want to attend. We have the passes for you, parking passes for you.
Okay.
And again, first day of school is on August 1st. And of course, our summer school graduation
Oh, yes.
will be held on August 3rd
Thank you
at 3
very
p.m. at the Albany Municipal Auditorium.
All right, thank you very much, Superintendent Dyer. Do we have any other business to address?
Madam Vice Chair,
Yes?
I have a question.
Question.
For Mr. Dyer. Mr. Dyer, what is the progress on the, South Georgia ramp?
They're ready for school to start. Matter of fact, yeah, we met with them, was it today at 10 to 10 o'clock today? Yeah, we met with them Monday. They attended our summer leadership institute kickoff. It was the drive-in. We just have it for administrators as a follow-up to the one we had in June that you attended. And they attended with our principals and assistant principals. And then we met with them after that. And then again, Mr. Davis met with them today this morning at 10 o'clock. So they're ready to go.
They're fully staffed.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Can we, I missed the opportunity before to go and do the walkthrough, with the rest of the board members, so, is there an opportunity?
We'll certainly check it out. I know open house would be an opportunity for, but we'll see if we can do it before then. I want to make sure they're getting all of their things in place for the kickoff they're going to have on Friday, next Friday. Yes, ma'am. But we'll certainly look at what the schedule is. I don't want to get in the way of them, but I think maybe in a position prior to open house for you to come through. Yes, ma'am. Okay, but I'll let you know. Thank you. And that's open to any other board member, so I'll give all of you the information regarding that. All right, okay.
Thank you. Do we have any other business to address? Any other comments, board members? If not, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second?
There's a motion from Ms. Heath, Gaines Heath, and second from Ms. Strother that the meeting be adjourned. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The motion passes. We are adjourned.